I often tell Alpha-1 patients that there is no one alpha in a family. When we hear from those who are liver affected, it is 99% of the time when they're in the hospital and awaiting transplant.
The biggest gap is that people does not know that they have Alpha-1. Is the biggest, without doubt.
Alpha-1 is very underdiagnosed in every region of the world.
It's not really known between lung doctors and liver doctors, and that's a real problem.
We've been so focused on Alpha-1 lung disease. That's where we need to bridge the gap.
The liver is largely ignored, very largely ignored, because the symptoms are so stigmatized.
When most people hear COPD and emphysema, they think smoking. And when they hear liver disease, they think drinking. So it is a huge burden on patients to actually explain this. Not enough people really even understand what liver health is and the role of the liver. So seeing is believing, and without seeing the symptoms and feeling the symptoms, they're simply not being tested for it.
Doesn't matter if there is a treatment or if there is a trial or whatever. We, the patients, have the right to know.
When a patient contacts the organization following a specialist appointment, they're looking to us to interpret what a physician may have said to them, really in layman terms, to help them understand what the next step should be.
A disease does not only affect the patient, it affects everyone around them. So an educated patient is basically an educated family.
We get a piece of paper with a value on it, and that's all we get. It's up to us to figure out what that piece of paper means. What does it mean for our lungs? What does it mean for our liver? And most of the time, the doctors really don't know much more than you do. So you educate your doctors along the way as well.
Alpha-1 is a systemic disease. It's not only lung or liver, it's the whole body.
We need to treat the patient as a one single unit, one single body. So when we research for a disease, we need to think about every organ and every system that is affected by the disease in the long and the short term.
There are thousands of rare diseases, and we cannot expect decision makers to really understand and do a deep dive on all of these diseases. So it is our responsibility as the patient organization to explain to them in succinct and real ways what this disease is and how it is affecting patients.
We, the patient, we have to take the flag to tell them what is going on.
Once my GP told me, Julio, I am receiving each week 10 new diseases to learn, to check, to screen. So I understand that this is a very hard challenge, but on their hands, on the GPs, we have the most possibilities of early detection, and early detection is saving life.
Genetic testing for Alpha-1 liver disease patients is very important, not just for them, for the families, and to open the gates for research for the future generations.
We need the clinical trials because in Alpha-1 liver, we have no answers now. The value of a patient community is the strength of the movement of this community to fight for our rights, for our medications, and for our life.
What does patient advocacy mean to me personally? It means learning about my disease. It means educating others so that I can hold them accountable. Whether it's my doctor or whether it's my politician.
The stigma is real, and I have yet to meet an Alpha-1 patient that hasn't experienced it.
Sometimes the changes take time.
It's important to share my story to my fellow Alpha-1 liver patients so they feel less alone and less stigmatized. I've learned that across a lot of rare liver disorders, you feel less rare when you're all together.